Hi, I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Lainey.
And welcome to our facilities. Okay, so this is my locker. Right now, all of our clothes are gone because the G League uses our locker room. But it's normally filled with all of our gear and stuff. But yeah, this is where I sit.
And this is my locker. I have a lot of beauty stuff, normally filled with clothes. Keep my shoes down there. I have a lot more, but yeah, I'm rocking with the Sabrina 3s lately. They're my faves, so yeah. This is our weight room. This is where we lift. Every weekday we go before practice. A lot of moving around in season. Lift a little heavier. In season we do a lot of ISOs, jumps, stretching, just moving around. Every day, every weekday.
Yeah, before practice, normally around like 9, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And then we hit the court.
A typical in-season workout would be you start with like moving around, so like skip, stretching, and then we go into like some ISO work, so like lunges, ISO wall sit, bridge, and then we move into more of like a strength, but typically lower volume, lower reps, just to keep it light during season, so we're ready to go.
Yeah, some front squat, back squat. I would say front squat's my favorite.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. I like front squat.
Yeah.
This little area right here, this is where we foam roll.
Before, get our muscles stretched out.
Yeah, normally there's a lot of chatting.
Not a lot of foam rolling.
Yeah. So sorry, Ferrati, but Ferrati always has some interesting topics for us.
Yeah.
So lots of chatting before weights, but then we put the work in. So
shout out Ferrati.
Yeah, shout out Ferrati. He's the best. This is the Hall of Fame room. This is where we watch film, eat our pregame meals, postgame meals. Yeah, that's all it's really used for.
Lots of good chats.
Yeah.
Pregame, postgame.
Yeah, lots of good chats. Yeah, yeah, it's a good room.
Yeah,
chatting. So this is my mom right here. She played here a while ago, and they were very, very good.
Okay, so this is our gym. Spend a lot of time, a lot of hours in here. But yeah, Chiles, what else to it?
Where we practice, shoot arounds. Got some banners up there. Yeah, it's fun place to play. We love Chiles.
Thank you guys for coming. I hope you enjoyed the tour.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye.
My name is Michael Meek. I'm the head women's basketball coach at the University of Portland. I'm obviously very proud of the fact that we've had 4 championships here in 6 years and 3 tournament champions, and then last year a league championship. I think it's just a consistency that our staff is really proud of, but again, I think it comes down to the players that we've had, and we've really tried hard as a staff to protect our culture and to have players that are playing for one another and believe in one another. And it's one thing to win a championship, but to have that consistency, I think, just speaks to the culture that we have here and the type of players that we recruit. And I credit a lot of that to just the culture, the players that we've had, the leadership. We've always felt like as a staff that player-led teams are better than coaching-led teams. And whether it's Haley Andrews or Alex Fowler or Emmy Shear, Maisie Burnham, like we just have had not only great players, because you have to have the talent to win championships, but players and athletes that are driven to get better every day. And it's been a great journey because our players have made that journey together and they've made it great for one another. To me, championships are won every day in practice and the preparation that you put into it. It's not necessarily won on the game day. We feel like the way you win championships is the accumulation of every day at practice and where you can get to at the end. And the championships that we have won have came from the process of improvement every day and getting better every day. And it's so cool to see just the growth in our players. Even this year's team, like there's been some great wins and some tough losses, but the one thing that stayed true is that we feel like we get better every day, and we want to continue to be the most improved team as the season goes on, that there's no team that improves more than our team, and we feel like we've done a great job with that through the years. I think the chemistry, I think the desire to get better every day, I think that trying to be the most improved team every day. And I feel like year in, year out, I just love the improvement that our teams have made. And, we overcame some big injuries last year and found a way to win a league championship. And, we know every year we got our work cut out because of how good the coaches are and how good the league is. And we definitely feel like we've established a championship culture. The standards of success that we have are effort, communication, engagement, focus, kind of along the same lines, being coachable, and being a great teammate. If we can be great at those 5 standards, that we're going to be competitive night in, night out. And I think you can use those standards in a classroom, in relationships, in a job. And so we try to put together standards that they can use well beyond their basketball experience. I think our team is awesome. They're great people and they care about one another and they don't want to let each other down. The care that we have for our players in more than just basketball players, like we really try, and there's ups and downs, and I think for freshmen it's always the hardest, and but even for seniors there's hard times. But I think at the end of the day, our players know that we care first and foremost about the education they're getting here, about the experience they're having. The belief in what we're doing, I think, is so strong because I think we really care about not letting our players down. And we can't always guarantee playing time and roles, and those things are things that players earn in practices and during games. But we do know that we care about them as people first and foremost, and we're going to work really hard to create a great experience. And I think it's not perfect, and there's always ups and downs, but I think our players have really genuinely loved their experience here. I do hope our players know how much our whole staff just cares about our players as people and their experience. And that would be my hope. I don't want to be defined in our successes and failures as far as wins and losses, but we want to be defined on the type of people that we help create in the experience. And we hope that when our players leave this program, that they feel like they've become better teammates and learn how to serve one another, to me, better leaders and those type of things. That to me means way more than what we accomplish on the court. I just love the growth of our players and how they learn how to become great teammates and how they learn how to care for one another and how they learn how to love the game. Sometimes you'll get players here that maybe it's hard in the beginning, but there's very few players that we have seen by the end of their careers here that they don't want it to be done. They don't want their career to be over. And to me, not that I want players to be upset or in tears or things like that, but I love it when they're just like, Coach, I don't want this to be done yet, right? And if they're telling us that at the end of the year, then we know we've done our job. Yeah, something that just started with 30 years ago, and we don't use them in the non-league, I guess, now, but we bring them out in league and definitely the tournament. And I don't think really I'm superstitious at all, but I don't know, it just kind of stuck, I guess. So.
We rise in the West. We see the boundless horizon. We celebrate long days and the longer light. It ignites our passion. It fuels champions and inspires those who play lights out. As each day sets, we are always the last one standing. It's our zone because we rise in the West, the West Coast Conference.
Hey, I'm Flo.
I'm Nicole.
And we're gonna play pig. Paper, scissors.
What?
Paper, scissors,
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. What did you say?
Paper, scissors, rock.
Okay.
Paper, scissors, rock. Okay.
Oh, dang it.
Just a corner. Oh! Oh, really?
Left-handed free throw.
Okay.
Oh, dang it. We're warming up.
We need to warm up.
Oh, you have to do on net. see if I can. There you go. Yeah. P. This one, you're gonna hit the side and you have to shoot it in the air.
Okay.
That didn't go in.
That's a shot!
Okay.
Other side!
Okay.
Oh! Oh! Whoa! What was that? Oh!
Great. Oh!
Come on! Dog.
Oh! Good shot. That's a shot. What was on the line?
Oh! To the free throw?
Yeah.
Wait, what did you do?
I just went like this and then shot it.
Gosh darn it.
Good job. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Julia Dalan, and I'm a forward at University of Portland. When I was being recruited, talking with the Portland coaches was like the most comfortable by far. It was just like talking to like a friend. Like I would just be having whatever conversations. They would always ask how I was doing, my like family was doing, and it just like felt like catching up with like a family member or something. And it like from the beginning, like even when like I first called them, it kind of was that like instant connection, and I knew that the culture here was amazing, and like my AAU coaches, like they had known Mike and stuff, and I knew the program was a really good program too, and it is kind of nice that it's relatively close to home for me, so my parents are able to make games like people I know. But honestly, like the community here and just how like the type of people that Mike recruits and like just like the mindset he holds with his teams and like the expectations and how much he like cares for all of us, it's just an incredible place. And I know that a lot of places do it differently, but like even so far, I absolutely love it here. And like all the girls are so close, and it's so much fun. Coming into like the season and obviously like having a whole nother level of athletics, I was hoping that there would be some translation from how I played in high school to here, but I was surprised, I think, about, I guess, how much of like that defensively translated, but having that opportunity and like seeing like, okay, like I can like add something to the team, like even this early on. And so it was kind of comforting and like good knowing that I can help my team in that way. Scoring, obviously, like that's like a big skill for people, but it's also something that's kind of like, it is in your control, but it's also not. Like you can have nights where like shots don't land and like all that type of stuff where like, that is something that like, it's really good to have, but it's also like, especially at this point, like I'm like, I knew it would be a different level. Like I knew that I would not be scoring at all close to the level I would in high school. And so it's like, defense is something that's like, effort and attitude like control. Like it's kind of more like, okay, like I'm not gonna let this girl score, and like I'm gonna do as much as I can to like stop her. And so it's something that is definitely more like controllable. Like a lot of it is like, I mean, even like growing up, it was always like control the controllables. Like even if you're having like a terrible night, like you can still bring energy, and like a lot of that is like if you're doing terrible on offense, like you can still bring stuff on defense. Like even if you're not like directly like adding stats or stuff, like being there to help, like forcing a turnover, like stuff that doesn't even show up is still like can be really important to the success of the team. When they kind of showed me the stats and like, yeah, like you're like up there like with like the blocks like numbers, I guess. And my parents were like, that's great, but also like don't like hyper fixate on that. And it's because it's the type of thing where it's like, if that's the one thing you focus on, then that's gonna like mess up all other parts. And like it is important, but it's also, I feel like for me, like I do kind of like look for opportunities, but a lot of them kind of happen like in the moment. I mean, it definitely helps like having the length that I do. And like I feel like from a young age, I was able to kind of use that. But the older I've gotten, I feel like I only had a few years of volleyball in high school, but that's one thing is like tracking where the ball goes. Cause obviously like I was a middle blocker, but like being able to keep like my arm straight up and like tracking, like, cause obviously some people are really good at finishing, like they can get around and like shift the ball from hand to hand, like endurant before, like right before the shot. But like being able to kind of staying up on defense and like already tracking the ball with that, it kind of helps. My dad's a doctor and my mom's a science teacher. And I've always, I'm not gonna say I'm like a nerd, but like I was one of the kids that'd be like having like the fun fact book. Like I love like all that stuff. And I definitely had a very high priority for like academics. I just love like the whole like STEM area and like taking like classes the last couple of years in high school that had to do with like kind of more medical and like biology stuff. Like it's so interesting to me and I love it. And like, it's good that I have a passion for it, but also it's something that would like be able to help people too. And like, I don't know exactly kind of where I want to go, like if I want to do some sort of specialty, but I know that like after college, like there are a ton of like hospitals around here that I could like do internships and job shadows. And I know that like from that, I could probably find a more like specific path. I come from a Christian household, so that's a big part of us, like our faith. And that definitely is something that keeps us grounded and like knowing that, like having that as like our ultimate goal and like knowing that like keeping ourselves like in our place. Like obviously it's great, like how we can contribute and like add, and like I'm really honored to be in the situation I'm in and that I'm able to contribute so much, but also it's like I know there are a ton of people doing better than me. I know that I have so much room to grow, and so a lot of it is just like being grateful in the situation I'm in, but also like knowing that I could not be here at all without like my whole community and without my coaches and teammates, like my family. And so that's a big part of it. If you want to like go far in life, like nothing's really gonna come easy. And so like it was the type of thing where like when I was little, like my dad would be having my brother and I up at like 5 a.m. to go shoot, like to go like work out at the gym, and like it would be like more fun and stuff. Like obviously he wasn't like getting us like on the line like running, but it was still like things like that where they were helping us like building routines and like getting used to like being out of your comfort zone. And like growing up, like having like instead, like I wouldn't be able to hang out with friends because we'd have basketball tournaments or basketball like practices, or like we'd be doing workouts. And in the moment I was kind of like, come on, like I can't do this. My parents were like, you have to have priorities. And so it's kind of like, it definitely helped with the like mindset of saying like, okay, like being an athlete, like you have to like find balance in life, and you have to know like what's good for it and like what's bad for it, like kind of what is most valuable in kind of having growth as an athlete.